Good evening, everybody. This is Pawan Agrawal, and on behalf of Team Invest Pro, I welcome you all for today's meeting. For this financial year, this is the first meeting, and सबसे पहले मैं आपको मीटिंग से पहले नवरात्रि की सबको शुभकामनाएं देना चाहूँगा। आज अष्टमी है और काफ़ी लोग उसको सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं और कुछ के घर में नौवीं को पूजा होगी, तो उन सबको कल के लिए शुभकामनाएं। देवी जी हम सभी के ऊपर कृपा करें, आप सबकी फैमिली के ऊपर कृपा करें, ऐसी हमारी शुभकामनाएं। Coming to our topic for today's meeting, we thought that in this financial year, let's start with something which you may find very close to your understanding, because this is a very frequent question that comes to us from investors कि यदि surplus amount है या हमारी income हमारी increase हुई है या कुछ increment हुआ है, तो should we prepay the loan that we are running or should we increase our investment? So I've prepared a small presentation. I'll just share it with you and then we'll take it forward. So I hope you all can see the presentation. If somebody can just tell me.
Yes, Pawan, we can see
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay, right. Thank you. So as I said that this particular topic is very common. It's a very common question that we come across, and actually there is an admission which I'll do right from the beginning, and that admission is that first, there is no one answer to this question. Now I understand that if there is a question, there has to be some answer, but when we will take this presentation forward, this meeting forward, we will be able to explain why we don't think that there is one single answer to this question, nor I would say that there is any simple answer. There is no simple answer to this question, and there is no wrong or right answer to this question. So it's not that there is something which is correct or there is something which is incorrect. So when there is no one answer or simple answer or right answer, then the point is how we are trying to address this topic or this question. So I'll come forward that this situation of investors looking at prepaying the loan or increasing the investment comes when they have some surplus money. जब कोई लमसम पैसा उनको अवेलेबल होता है, मे बी फ्रॉम बोनस और मे बी बाय सेलिंग सम अनदर एसेट और मे बी सम अदर सोर्स, तो जब वो लमसम अवेलेबल होता है या फिर अप्रेजल्स होते हैं या पर्सनल फाइनेंशियली किसी की इनकम इंक्रीज हो जाती है, मे बी इन द जॉब और मे बी इन द बिजनेस, देन दिस क्वेश्चन कम्स कि जो एक्स्ट्रा पैसा है उसका हम क्या करें, बिकॉज देयर इज अ लोन रनिंग ऑलरेडी. सो इन्वेस्टमेंट भी नॉर्मली इन्वेस्टर का यदि चल रहा है और लोन भी चल रहा है, तो क्वेश्चन आता है कि हम पहले लोन पे करें या इन्वेस्टमेंट को इंक्रीज करें. So because there is no simple answer, and I would say why it is so is that there are lots of factors we need to consider before making the decision to prepay the loan or to invest. So the main factors, the broad factors, one is investor profile, and we will cover all the factors in detail. So first is the investor profile. So as you can understand, if there is a home loan which is running for a 30-year-old and a home loan running for a 58-year-old, the answer cannot be the same for both the people. So whether it is age or it is income profile or there are multiple factors, the kind of business or job one person is, तो इन्वेस्टर का प्रोफाइल काफी मैटर करता है इस आंसर को पे अराइव होने के लिए. Second factor, which is a part of investor profile in a way, but I have written separately, is इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर का एग्जिस्टिंग फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स और उसकी लाइबिलिटीज। तो उसका जो फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स का जो क्वांटम है अभी और जो उसकी लाइबिलिटीज है, वो उसका क्या प्रपोर्शन है, कितनी लाइबिलिटीज है, कितने फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स हैं, उसके बेस पर भी डिपेंड करेगा कि लोन को प्रीपे किया जाए या इन्वेस्टमेंट किया जाए। इंटरेस्ट रेट जो हम लोन के ऊपर पे करते हैं, कभी इंटरेस्ट रेट 7% होता है, कभी इंटरेस्ट रेट 9.5-10% होता है। 3-4 years back we had interest rate which was more than 9.5% on home loans, and today we are somewhere between 6.5 or 7%. तो इंटरेस्ट रेट क्योंकि फ्लक्चुएट करता है और इंटरेस्ट ही हम एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट हैं जो लोन के ऊपर पे कर रहे हैं, तो it becomes a significant factor. And when we are trying to invest the money, then one factor is market valuation. There are points when markets are really overvalued, and then there are points when markets are really undervalued. So when they are undervalued, there is a lot of good opportunity for investment. When they are highly overvalued, then the investment opportunity for short to medium term is not that great. So मार्केट के वैल्यूएशन पर क्योंकि इन्वेस्टमेंट का रिटर्न टू एन एक्सटेंट उस पर डिपेंडेंट होता है, इसलिए मार्केट का वैल्यूएशन उस समय क्या है जिस टाइम इन्वेस्टर के पास सरप्लस पैसा है, वो भी मैटर करता है कि लोन को पहले पे किया जाए या इन्वेस्टमेंट को इंक्रीज किया जाए। कमिंग टू द इन्वेस्टर प्रोफाइल, the different variables factors which needs to be considered are age, occupation, surplus income कितनी है इन्वेस्टर की। सरप्लस इनकम मतलब जो इनकम है उसको मैं जो खर्चे हैं उसके घर के, उनको खर्चों को करने के बाद उसके पास क्या सरप्लस बचता है जिसको वो लोन प्रीपे करने के लिए या इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए बढ़ाना चाहता है। तो सरप्लस इनकम का क्वांटम क्या है, प्लस नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस, मतलब जिस तरह के इंडस्ट्री में इंडिविजुअल वर्क करता है। तो कुछ लोग हैं जो आईटी कंपनीज में वर्क करते हैं, कुछ लोग हैं जो ऑटो बिजनेस में वर्क करते हैं, कुछ लोग हैं जो हॉस्पिटैलिटी बिजनेस मतलब होटल्स में वर्क करते हैं। तो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि आप किस इंडस्ट्री के पार्ट हैं, वो भी एक फैक्टर रोल प्ले करता है। एंड देन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंटली कैरियर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स एंड फ्यूचर प्लान्स किसी के क्या हैं। So there are people who are looking at options of going abroad or maybe changing their jobs or maybe expanding their family. So depending upon individuals' career prospects and future plans also play a role in deciding whether to pay the home loan first or to invest the additional money. Now, the first factor that I would say what we have taken is the age, and how age becomes a very important factor in arriving at this decision is that when we are young, मतलब जब हम हमारी एज 30, 35, 40 है, we are on the youngest side of the spectrum. At that time जो हमारे पास टाइम अवेलेबल होता है to invest the money and to get the benefit of that money is 20-30 years. मतलब एक 30 years का यदि पर्सन आज उसके पास यदि कोई लमसम अमाउंट अवेलेबल है और यदि वो होम लोन पे करता है तो डेफिनेटली लोन जल्दी पे हो जाएगा। बट यदि वो उस पैसे को इन्वेस्ट करता है तो उसके पास उस पैसे को का बेनिफिट लेने के लिए, उसकी इंक्रीज का बेनिफिट लेने के लिए उसके पास से रिटायरमेंट को यदि मैं टारगेट मानूं, फॉर एग्जांपल, इट इज ओनली एन एग्जांपल, नॉट दैट वी विल टारगेट एवरी टाइम रिटायरमेंट ओनली, बट इफ आई लुक एट अ टारगेट विच इज अ 30-year अहेड टारगेट ऑफ हिज कि वो 30 साल का और 60 की एज पर रिटायर होगा, तो उसके पास 30 ईयर्स है उस 5 लाख का बेनिफिट लेने के लिए। जबकि यदि यही एक 50-year ओल्ड यदि 5 लाख उसके पास लमसम अवेलेबल है लोन को पे करने के लिए या इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए, तो उसके पास रिटायरमेंट तक सिर्फ 10 ईयर्स है उसका इन्वेस्टमेंट का, उसकी उसकी ग्रोथ देखने के लिए, उसकी बढ़त देखने के लिए। तो एक एग्जांपल मैंने इसीलिए यहाँ पर आपको देखा होगा ये लिया हुआ है कि सपोज एक 30-year ओल्ड ये क्वेश्चन है उसके माइंड में कि मेरे पास 5 लाख रुपीस हैं जो मुझे अपने बोनस से मिले हैं फॉर एग्जांपल, यदि क्या मैं इसको इन्वेस्ट करूं या मैं क्या इसको लोन प्रीपे करूं। तो यहाँ पर हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट लोन यदि प्रीपे दोनों लोग करेंगे, 50 ईयर ओल्ड भी 5 लाख से करेगा और 30 ईयर ओल्ड भी, और दोनों का यदि लोन सपोज सेम रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे है 7% पे फॉर एग्जांपल, तो दोनों सिमिलर ही एक्चुअल में इंटरेस्ट सेव करेंगे। मतलब 5 लाख के ऊपर वो 7% से ही दोनों बराबर इंटरेस्ट सेव करेंगे। लेकिन यदि हम लोन को पे करके ना करके यदि हम ऑप्शन सोचते हैं कि एक इंडिविजुअल 30 ईयर ओल्ड है, यदि आज वो 5 लाख इन्वेस्ट करता है, तो एट द एज ऑफ 60 दैट 5 लाख itself becomes 3.31 crores. You will be surprised to see that, but that is a reality. That if we take, say, for example, equity investment and we assume 15% rate of return, which is a historical rate of return for last 30-35 years, then this 5 lakhs becomes 3.31 crores. Now, in the last column, I have taken 8.43 crores as the value for a 30-year-old. कि यदि आज 30 ईयर ओल्ड सोचता है कि मैं सपोज रिटायर होता तो आज की 1 लाख रुपए की मुझे इनकम होनी चाहिए, तो यदि उस 1 लाख को इन्फ्लेशन एडजस्ट किया जाए और ये माना जाए कि वो 30 ईयर ओल्ड 60 की एज में रिटायर होता है और फिर वो 85 की एज तक उसको रिटायरमेंट इनकम चाहिए 1 लाख रुपी पर मंथ, एंड दैट 1 लाख रुपी पर मंथ इज एज पर टुडेज कॉस्ट, तो उसको उस टाइम 8.43 करोड़ का फंड चाहिए होगा। अब यदि हम 3.31 करोड़ को देखें जो आज वो 5 लाख को इन्वेस्ट करके बना सकता है 30 इयर्स में, ये 3.31 करोड़ 8.43 करोड़ के 39% है। मतलब यदि आज वो 5 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट करता है एक 30 ईयर ओल्ड, तो 39% of his retirement fund can be taken care of only by this one investment. Whereas if we look at the example of a 50-year-old, यदि वो सेम 5 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट करता है तो 60 की एज में उसकी वैल्यू 20 लाख रुपीस होती है, एंड दैट 20 लाख रुपीस और उसका रिटायरमेंट फंड जो चाहिए 1 लाख रुपए की इनकम के लिए एज पर टुडेज कॉस्ट इज 3.17 करोड़। तो उस 3.17 करोड़ का 20 lakhs is only 6.3%. So what does it mean that if today a young person decides to invest more rather than prepay the home loan, because of the time he has for his financial goals later in his life, वो अपने गोल्स का काफी परसेंटेज, बड़ा परसेंटेज अपने करंट इन्वेस्टमेंट से पूरा कर सकता है। इसलिए यंग लोगों के लिए प्रिफर्ड ये होना चाहिए कि वो अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को इंक्रीज करें, कीपिंग अदर फैक्टर्स इन माइंड विच वी विल डिस्कस फर्दर। बट इफ वी आर टॉकिंग ओनली अबाउट एज, देन अ यंगर पर्सन शुड फोकस मोर ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट or rather than early prepayment of the loan, because लोन पे करने के लिए भी उसके पास काफी साल अवेलेबल है। लेकिन यदि वो आज इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ाता है तो वो इन्वेस्टमेंट उसके किसी भी फाइनेंशियल गोल का बहुत बड़ा परसेंटेज को उस आने वाले टाइम में कवर करेगा। लेकिन यदि कोई बड़ी एज का पर्सन है, 50 है, 55 है, से इन दैट अराउंड एज, तो उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट करके क्योंकि ग्रोथ का बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिट नहीं मिलता है अपने आगे वाले गोल्स के लिए, तो उसके लिए ये ज्यादा प्रोमिनेंट है या ज्यादा रेलेवेंट है कि वो अपने सरप्लस से अपने लोन को प्रीपे करे। रिटर्न दोनों को 5 लाख पर सेम आएगा परसेंटेज वाइज। हम एज्यूम ये कर रहे हैं कि दोनों को सबको सेम रिटर्न आ रहा है, तो अमाउंट तो 50 ईयर ओल्ड का भी उतना ही बढ़ेगा जितना 30 ईयर ओल्ड का बढ़ेगा। लेकिन 50 ईयर ओल्ड वाला अपने बहुत सारे फाइनेंशियल गोल्स का परसेंटेज क्योंकि कवर नहीं कर सकता, इसलिए उसके लिए प्रेफरेंस है कि वो लोन को पहले प्रीपे करे। Second variable in investor profile is occupation. So as we meet investors or all the people who are there on this call, some are salaried, some are in business, some are professional, some work on contract basis or retainership basis also. So idea is that if the individual is salaried, uh, and when I say salaried, it means that there is some kind of surety of regular monthly inflow. So when salaried people have uh, a job security, the security of salary coming every month, then the individual may prefer investing more rather than repaying the loan. क्योंकि यदि उसकी स्टेबल इनकम है, स्टेबल जॉब है, रेगुलर इनकम है, तो लोन रीपेमेंट प्रोबेबली विल नॉट बी एन इशू यदि अभी वो ईएमआई दे पा रहे हैं, तो एज्यूम्ड है कि वो फ्यूचर में ईएमआई देते रहेंगे क्योंकि उनकी जॉब या उनकी सैलरी सिक्योरली उनको मिलती रहेगी. इंडिविजुअल जो लोग बिजनेसेस में हैं, नाउ देयर आर सम बिजनेसेस व्हिच आर वेरी साइक्लिकली और विद इंटरमिटेंट इनकम. कभी इनकम काफी ज्यादा होती है, कभी इनकम कुछ महीने नहीं होती है. एंड देयर आर सम बिजनेसेस which are regular cash flow generating business. मतलब उस बिजनेस में लगातार कैश फ्लो, इनकम, प्रॉफिट्स बिजनेस में बनते रहते हैं. So depending upon the businesses, if the income of the business is continuous, regular, somewhat secure, also secure in the sense कि at least you have some idea कि हाँ इतना amount तो मतलब business बना लेगा. So idea is that the investment can be preferred. But if the your business is cyclical, if the income is intermittent, कि 2-3 महीने या सीजन में बहुत अच्छी इनकम होती है, तो preference is that because of that income, if you are having surplus money, then idea is to prepay the loan at that time. Some part may go to investment, but if we have to discuss only investment versus loan prepayment, then cyclical businesses, whenever they have money, ideally they should try to get loan free, because if it's a intermittent income business or cyclical business, sometimes the bad cycle may continue for maybe 1 year or 2 years, and if you are running a loan also at that time with interest, then it is a actually जिसको कहते हैं ना दुगनी मार है basically. So in businesses, if the income is regular, investment can be increased with the surplus money, and if the business is cyclical, then probably loan repayment may be preferred. If individuals are professionals or on contract basis, now again there are some professionals who have regular income like doctors, and there are some professionals like architects who may have good projects at some time and may not have so good projects at some time, or people who are into retainership, that if they have good clients at some point of time, they are having good money, and sometimes they may not. So depending upon the cyclicality of the income, but preference could be that loan repayment is done first rather than investment, because once the loan is paid, and if there is still some surplus money, then one can always invest. So in contractual or in professional work where the money availability is again not consistent, then loan prepayment is preferred. Now, if we look at all these options, or maybe there may be some other option which is not here, but if we look at all the options, the idea, the core theme is that if somebody has got a regular income and say some kind of surety of the income, the quantum of the money, then investment can be preferred when you have surplus money. And if the money availability is cyclical, if the quantum is not known every year or every quarter, then probably loan prepayment could be a better option to consider at that time. Another variable that needs to be considered while putting the surplus money in prepayment of loan or investment is that what is the quantum of money which is available as a surplus money. So I'll take an example. Suppose somebody has got an income of 50,000 per month. मतलब 50,000 रुपये महीने की यदि उसकी सैलरी है, 30,000 घर का एक्सपेंस है, 10,000 12,000 की, 15,000 की उसकी यदि ईएमआई है, उसके पास 5 7 8 10,000 रुपीज कुछ इस तरह का अमाउंट है उसके पास जो बचता है. सो इफ द सरप्लस इज लेस, देन द इन्वेस्टमेंट शुड बी प्रेफर्ड, क्योंकि जो सरप्लस यदि छोटा है तो वो सरप्लस होम लोन के प्रीपेमेंट पर से लोन के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा फर्क एक्चुअल में नहीं डालता है. मतलब लोन पर छोटा अमाउंट यदि मेरे पास सरप्लस है तो वो लोन के ब्याज को तो बचाएगा, लेकिन वो इतना नहीं बचाएगा जिससे कि मेरे लाइफ में कुछ मतलब कोई अच्छा, कोई लाइफ चेंजिंग कोई डिसीजन हो जाए. लेकिन यदि वही छोटा इन्वेस्टमेंट, यदि 5 7 10 हजार रुपए का भी यदि वो इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है रादर देन लोन प्रीपेमेंट, and if that money is remains invested for a certain period of 5 10 15 years, so then that money actually becomes keeps on becoming larger and larger. So when the surplus, if surplus is like say अभी जैसे लोन किसी का 25 30 लाख का चल रहा है, surplus 1 लाख का है, उसमें वो सोचे कि मैं लोन प्रीपे करूं या इन्वेस्ट करूं, तो आइडिया इज दैट ही शुड इन्वेस्ट द मनी. बट एंड सेम थिंग फॉर एसआईपी की यदि किसी की मंथली इनकम 3 4 5 हजार रुपए इंक्रीज हुई है, अब वो सोचता है कि मैं 5 हजार 3 4 5 महीनों में इकट्ठे करके 25 30 हजार रुपए में लोन को प्रीपे कर दूं. In these circumstances, because the surplus money is not high, idea should be to invest the money and not prepay the loan, because prepaying the loan is not going to make too much difference, whereas this investment of even a small amount can become very big over a period of time. But if the surplus of money is actually high, मतलब लोन है 30 lakhs का, सरप्लस है आपके पास 5 lakhs 10 lakhs का, या लोन है 30 lakhs का, सरप्लस आपके पास अवेलेबल है 50,000 पर मंथ और 1 lakh रुपए पर मंथ, then in that case both investment and loan prepayment may be considered. क्योंकि जो आपके पास लमसम अवेलेबल है वो यदि आपके लोन को 20 30% से कम कर सकता है, इट मीन्स it can make a quite a big difference in the loan amount, in and because of in the principal outstanding, and in that case your interest rate will also change. Interest not rate, interest amount of interest will change, can change 20 30%. So if the surplus is available which is on a decent size, then loan prepayment can be considered. Excuse me. And if surplus is decent enough, then some part in investment and some part in loan prepayment can be considered. Again, to mention that only one variable doesn't decide on when whether to invest or whether to prepay. All the points that we are discussing can be considered in totality, sum as a sum, and then the decision can be taken by the investor. Now, one more variable which has become actually important to consider nowadays in this era is the nature of business where individual is working or individual is associated with. Now there are some people, and especially post corona we have seen that there are some people, some investors who have been working into growth businesses, companies where growth is visible, or companies where the business is stable. Now wherever the growth and the business was stable, in that case people have not lost jobs, in fact they have got increments also, and their regularity of income has continued. So investors who are into such industries, so you may say like pharma is there, IT is there, FMCG is there. So there are some businesses which have been relatively stable, and they are considered to be relatively stable or growth businesses. Otherwise also, even before corona, pharma, IT, consumer industries are considered to be stable businesses. So people who are working with these industries, they have, if they have relatively safer job options and more consistent, salary option, then they may prefer investment over prepayment of loan whenever they have spare money, because they are associated with more secure jobs. The loan repayment may not be an issue for these people at a later stage. But then there are some investors who have been with cyclical businesses, and we have seen that auto is a cyclical business to a large extent, and a lot of disruption happened in last has happened in last 3-4 years. Even before Corona, auto industry was going through a lean phase for 1.5 years, and after Corona, it became much affected industry. And we have seen investors, their jobs or their income getting affected. So any cyclical industry investor is associated with, if the cycle is doing fine, like metals are doing fine right now, so companies are making profit. So any investor who is in the cyclical industry, if he has got spare money because the cycle of the business is good, because the company is giving better increments, then he or she should consider loan prepayment, because one doesn't know till what time that cycle will last, and till what time individual will keep on getting good surplus money. So sometimes there may be even some job losses or reduction in salary. So in that case, for cyclical businesses, investors who are associated with them, they may look at loan prepayment instead of investing the surplus money. And then there are some investors who are somehow associated with low growth businesses where increments are very slow. We do meet those investors, the increments are like 3-5% in a year. Or maybe the job profile is such where increments are not that great. So if individual is with a low growth industry, or his department or his work profile itself is not of high growth, then in that case, individual can consider both investment and loan prepayment as well. Idea is that even if you are in low growth, some investment should happen, because as such, even if the increments are lower, in that case also some investment has to be done, because otherwise on retirement or for family goals, from where will we get the money? So to support those goals, we need to invest also. But because one knows that individual is with a slow growth business, then even the loan has to be paid, because that slow growth of increment may sometimes also mean a job loss to the investor. So in that case, even the loan prepayment in later years can become an issue. So investors with low growth companies or with low growth profile may consider both investment and loan prepayment, depending upon the other factors also. One factor which is not considered too much but should be considered well in advance is future plans of any individual investor and his family. So there are different situations, like in IT we see a lot of people taking overseas jobs, then young people expanding their family. Nowadays investors have, there are many people who have who quit their job and want to start their business. A lot of people are starting their businesses now after quitting their jobs, and many more plan to do that in future. And there are some who wants to take up some higher studies or some courses or some skill upgradation by taking a gap from their jobs or their work. So when in all these future plans, the common theme is that if there is a plan and all these plans actually mean that there could be some income disruption for a certain period. So if some person is expanding the family, maybe the double income may be becoming single income later. If person is starting a business, it means that whatever regular income from say salary or whatever he was having, will get disrupted and the business may take some time to grow, to generate positive cash flow. Or even when a person goes to higher studies, it means he may be taking a sabbatical from his job. तो इन सभी केसेस में क्योंकि इनकम अफेक्ट होती है, तो यदि सरप्लस पैसा है और यदि किसी का इंडिविजुअल का ये प्लान में है कि ये ऑप्शन, ये चीजें या इनमें इनके अलावा भी यदि कोई और प्लान है उसका जिसमें उसकी इनकम आगे उसकी डिस्टर्ब हो सकती है, तो लोन प्रीपेमेंट इज अ प्रेफरेंस रादर देन इन्वेस्टमेंट। क्योंकि यदि इनकम फ्यूचर में डिस्टर्ब होती दिखती है किसी भी रीजन से, भले ही वो मेरी चॉइस का रीजन हो, तो आई वुड लाइक टू प्रीपे द लोन फर्स्ट। क्योंकि यदि मेरी फ्यूचर इनकम में कुछ गैप आता है और लोन चलता है और मैं किसी वजह से उसको पे नहीं कर पाता, देन इट बिकम्स अ प्रॉब्लम। So whenever there is any plan where the future income can get disturbed, the preference should be given to the loan prepayment. Overseas job mein loan prepayment, we have mentioned for the reason that a person who has taken a home loan, and if the person shifts to another country, so normally he may exactly not know how many years he will come back, if he will come back, whether he will be in the same city where he has taken his home. So idea is that because you will move out of the country and one may not know when the person will return, it is always a better option to prepay the loan. Because if you are double income, one person is getting a job else in some other country, the another person's income may be getting disturbed because of that, means the spouse income may be getting disturbed. So when one person thinks of going overseas, the choice could be prepayment of the home loan first from a surplus income, and not the investment part. Because if you invest and then if you want to prepay the loan before moving out of the country, the investment may have worked for you at that time, it may not have worked for you. So idea is that if you plan to go overseas, better to close the loans as early as possible. So the above points we discussed, age, income, nature of industry, all these points were pertaining to individual investor. And this point we have taken separately, though it is about the investor profile only, is that what are his existing financial assets and liabilities. So there are investors who have financial assets running in few thousand or few lakhs, and they have a very big liability of say a 50 lakh or a 1 crore home loan, and they may have only 5 lakh rupees with them or 2 lakh rupees with them as a financial asset. So I have just actually prepared a grid to make this simpler. So on left hand side we have taken financial assets if they are low or they are high. And then on the horizontal line, there are liabilities, there are low and there are high. So if we have low liabilities, so we have say a home loan of few lakh rupees or very manageable home loan or any other liability. So if we have low liabilities, then we can target the surplus amount towards investments, because the liability is low. And if we are in case there is a need, then obviously we can meet those liabilities because they are on the lower side. But if we are investing the money, then it can create a very good value. And because the liabilities are low, from my high financial assets or even low to medium financial assets, I may be able to meet the liabilities. But on the other side of the spectrum, if the liabilities are on a higher side, मतलब 1 crore का लोन है और assets are on a higher side also. So if I have a 1 crore loan and I say I have a 1 crore investment also, and then I get a lump sum of say 10 lakh rupees. So in that case, I can actually think of prepaying the loan first, because the loan quantum is very high. तो जब भी हमारी लाइबिलिटी हाई है, तो लोन प्रीपेमेंट करना हमारे पास बेटर ऑप्शन है। हाँ, यदि हमारे पास फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स भी लो है, मतलब financial asset मेरे पास सिर्फ 2-3 लाख रुपए का है, and the loan is very high, say of 150 lakh or 1 crore. So it means that again the same point that we discussed कि यदि मेरा surplus यदि मेरे loan को बहुत ज़्यादा कम नहीं करेगा, so it is better for me to actually invest that money. Because again that money over the years will grow to a much better value, and if I pay my loan with that money may not actually bring down my high liability to medium liability. My high liability may still remain a high liability. So when the liability is very high and financial assets are very low, in that scenario it is better to consider both loan prepayment and investment simultaneously if we have a surplus money. If we have high liability and we have high financial assets, it means for my other goals I already have decent amount of money, then prepayment of loan should be preferred. And if the liabilities are low, then probably investments become a better choice. Another point that we noted was interest rate. So interest rate is basically what the loan is costing us. So normally lower spectrum of the interest rate is around 7-8%, and we have seen that whenever those interest rates are there, then actually investment can be preferred, because if your investment makes even 12% return, we assume over long term 15%, but even if it makes in a medium term 12% return, then it means investor is making 4-5% extra returns over the interest rate. मतलब 7-8% का interest rate है और 12-13% का return individual का बनता है. So that is slightly a beneficial situation. But as we move up, and if we say there are times when interest rates are between 9 and 10%. And normally, please understand, interest rates are higher when inflation is high, and when inflation is high, lot of companies and interest rates are high, lot of companies go through pain, and in that period, in a particular period, the return may not be even positive. There are certain periods when returns are sometimes negative also, and even if they are positive, the return may not be exactly 12, 15, 18%. The returns may be less than 9%. So in a scenario when interest rates are 9% or above, it is suggested that preference should be given to loan prepayment. If interest rates are 7-8%, it means margin of safety is more, because even if you make 2% lesser return, still it will be more than the interest that we are paying. So लोअर रेट पर हम इन्वेस्टमेंट को प्रेफर कर सकते हैं. हाई होम लोन का जब हाई इंटरेस्ट रेट होता है तो लोन प्रीपेमेंट को प्रेफर करना चाहिए. If it is somewhere in between 8-9%, then depending again upon other factors, we can think of investment also, or we can think of loan prepayment also. Both options may be considered, but lower interest rate per investment or higher interest rate per loan repayment, these are clear choices at that time in those situations. And last point variable to consider is actually market valuation. So on left hand side, I have just taken an image just to give an example that there are times when markets are at a certain level and there is a certain P ratio. I will not get into technicality, but there are certain ratios where we can see, or from our market valuation metrics, that whether the markets are on an average side or they are on a higher side. So in the green band, excuse me, we have shown that there's a phase when the markets are on a reasonable valuation, and investment should be preferred when the valuations are low or average, because in investments made when the markets have low or average valuations, the returns that investors get are very good in medium to long term. So because the returns become higher when we invest in the green band, so in the green band, investment should be preferred over loan prepayment. But when the markets get into higher valuation zone, which is shown, say, in the red rectangle. So in that zone, we can invest even in that zone, but normally investments made in those zones do not give very attractive returns over short to medium period, or say medium period, I would say, not short. So say if we are assuming, say, 14-15% return, then maybe the investment return in the red zone may be only 11-12%. And whereas the same investment, if it was made in the green zone, it may give us a 14-15-16% kind of return. So because the probability of making returns and the quantum of making returns both reduces if we invest in the red zone. So if the market valuation is in the red zone, loan prepayment should be preferred. And if the market is in the green zone, then investment should be preferred from the surplus money, whatever investor has at that time. So we discussed till now the different variables. If I summarize all these variables, what to do, when should we preference should be given to loan prepayment. So if individual is middle or old age investor, so I would say anywhere above 46, 48, up to 60, investors should prefer prepaying the loan. Investors with irregular cash flows who are into contract jobs, cyclical businesses, cyclical, who have income or irregular cash flows. Sometimes they may have a very high income. Sometimes investors who have low income or no income, they should prefer loan prepayment with surplus money. If somebody is considering overseas career opportunities or thinks that his work profile can give him opportunity overseas also, those individuals can consider loan prepayment as the first choice. If somebody sees foreseeable income reduction, like nowadays, when we meet investors in 50s age group, though they are having very good income, but there are some industries where they say that to get a job with same income or a higher income is very difficult now. So in case they have to leave a job, then they may get a reduced income. So if somebody thinks that his future income may reduce rather than increasing, then loan prepayment should be considered. If the interest rates on the loans are high or they are inching higher, then loan prepayment can be considered. If the equity markets are overvalued, definitely loan prepayment should be considered. And if an individual is having sufficient financial assets to meet his family goals, means if his family goal 3-year, if he has 2 family goals of 50 lakhs each, and if he already has a significant amount of money to support those goals, then that individual can think of prepaying the loan first. Preference to investment should be given by young investors, investors with a stable income. Investors with low financial assets should consider investing more rather than prepaying the loan. If an individual is having ease in loan servicing, means जो EMI individual दे रहा है उसको सर्विस करने में उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसकी जो इनकम है, उसके जो खर्चे हैं, उससे वो उस लोन EMI को इजीली दे पा रहा है, तो in that case investment should be preferred. या फिर interest rate is low on the lower side, and equity markets are fairly valued, and if there is a major shortfall in family goals, मतलब गोल्स हमारे 2 बच्चे हैं, उन दोनों बच्चों की पढ़ाई है, अपना रिटायरमेंट है, इन सारे गोल्स के लिए यदि हमारे पास अमाउंट अवेलेबिलिटी यदि कम है, तो इन्वेस्टमेंट को प्रेफरेंस देनी चाहिए, क्योंकि होम लोन को पे करना ही एक टारगेट नहीं होता है, और भी फैमिली की नीड्स होती है जिनको हमें एड्रेस करना होता है. सो वी हैव टू मेंटेन अ बैलेंस. सिर्फ एक घर में सारा पैसा हम लगा दें अपनी पूरी 10-15 ईयर्स का, एंड इफ वी थिंक कि उसके बाद हम सोचेंगे कि हम बच्चों के लिए या रिटायरमेंट के लिए क्या करें, then till that time, then we sometimes may get actually very late in planning all those things. And what to avoid very specifically, these points I cannot stress more. One can take should actually consider them very seriously. So there are times when individuals takes a loan and then या तो वो उसको बैंक बताता है कि आपको 50 लाख तक का लोन मिल सकता है, तो वो एक्चुअल में पूरे 50 लाख तक का ले लेता है, और या फिर लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स ही मे बी ल्यूर्ड और ही मे थिंक ऑफ अ लोन टॉप अप आल्सो, कि अभी लोन मैं पे कर रहा हूँ तो लोन को मे बी मैं टॉप अप कर लेता हूँ। तो व्हाट शुड बी अवॉइडेड इज दैट लोन एक्चुअल में जितना हमें वाकई लेना है, बिकॉज लोन इज अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू रीपे समबडी। ऐसा नहीं है कि लोन इज आवर इनकम कि अभी मिल गया तो बस क्योंकि हमारी फ्यूचर इनकम से ही हमने उसको पे करना है, और वो भी ब्याज के साथ। सो व्हाट वी शुड अवॉइड टेकिंग मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल लोन, और वी शुड एक्चुअली अवॉइड अ लोन टॉप अप, कि मेरा 50 लाख का लोन 30 लाख का प्रिंसिपल रह गया, फिर मैंने उसको टॉप अप करके फिर से 40-50 कर लिया, फिर वो 30 का रह गया, फिर 50 कर लिया। मतलब यदि मैं इस तरह के सिचुएशन में रहूंगा तो मेरा तो लाइफ लॉन्ग ही लोन चलता रहेगा, मैं उसको कितना भी प्रीपे करूं, आई विल कीप ऑन पेइंग द लोन्स ओनली थ्रू आउट माई लाइफ। सो लोन पर लिमिट रखनी चाहिए। एंड there are times when we have seen that and this is a very common problem we have seen in financial planning, that investors buy a house first, their own house, and they think that we are buying a house to reside in that house, मतलब अपना एक घर होना चाहिए, उसको ले लिया, and then they say कि अपना तो एक घर होना चाहिए था तो लोन भी ले लिया, and then now they have prepaid also. But now again they have a itch of after 1 or 2 years कि नहीं, अब एक अपना घर तो हो गया बट एक प्रॉपर्टी और हमारी होनी चाहिए, एंड देन टेक अनदर लोन, and then again the itch of prepaying that loan, and once the loan is prepaid then they want to go for another third property loan. So this itch of taking loans and prepaying loans and then taking another loan, normally those individuals do not make any asset apart from whatever property they are having, and if that property is under construction then the problem becomes compounded actually. So prepaying loan keep and taking another loan is something which should be avoided, otherwise we always remain in the loan trap. Redeeming investments to prepay loan when markets are down. So we saw by few individuals when corona happened and the markets were down, तो देयर वर सम पीपल हु थॉट कि मार्केट तो डाउन जा रहा है, हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट भी डाउन जा रहा है, इससे अच्छा ये है कि हम पैसे को निकाल के इसको लोन को प्रीपे कर देते हैं। सो व्हेन द मार्केट्स वर डाउन एंड दे वर एक्चुअली वेरी चीप, जिस समय एक्चुअल में इन्वेस्टमेंट करने का टाइम था, उस तरह के टाइम में इन्वेस्टमेंट को रिडीम करके लोन को प्रीपे करना इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ क्राइम। The investment should never be redeemed to prepay the loan, especially when the markets are down. So if the markets are up, investments have grown double, triple, if we want to take out some money and we want to repay the loan, that is still okay. But redeeming investments when the markets are down to prepay the loan is should be grossly avoided basically. Another thing to avoid is investing lump sum in equity oriented investments when markets are overvalued. So क्या होता है कि when markets are overvalued, तो उस समय जो हमारे existing investments होते हैं they show very good returns like 20, 30, 40% का return जब हमें अपने portfolio में दिखता है, तो we feel कि this is a very good return and actually all money should be invested in equity investments. We forget that that very good return is visible only because the markets have done well and at times they are overvalued also. So in that case यदि हम उस टाइम अपने पुराने रिटर्न्स को देख के सरप्लस पैसे को लोन प्रीपे करने की जगह हम उसको इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट में लगाते हैं, तो अगेन दैट्स समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प अस फाइनेंशियली, because the returns in investments may be lower or they may be negative over a period, whereas यदि यही उस समय यदि मार्केट्स हाई हैं बहुत ज़्यादा और उस समय हम थोड़ा लोन प्रीपे करते तो वो हमारे लिए बेटर होता। If we have surplus money, sometimes investor goes to bank क्योंकि बैंक को सबसे पहले पता होता है, so or somebody suggest life insurance और fixed deposit, मतलब इन्वेस्टर को लगता है कि अभी तो मैं कुछ डिपॉजिट कर लेता हूँ या किसी ने समझा दिया कि आप लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ले लीजिए, अच्छा प्लान है, तो that again is something which should be reconsidered because the return in life insurance or fixed deposits may be 5-6%, whereas your loan may be again maybe 6.57% or sometimes even more. तो जितना आप पैसा इन्वेस्टमेंट में बना रहे हो उससे ज़्यादा यदि आप इंटरेस्ट में दे रहे हैं So it means that you are actually reducing in terms of your asset, क्योंकि आपका पे आउट ज्यादा और आपकी इनकम कम है. सो यदि इन्वेस्टिंग का ऑप्शन सोचना ही है तो कम से कम इस तरह का इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए जो आपको आपके इंटरेस्ट रेट से कम 3-4% एक्स्ट्रा रिटर्न जनरेट करे. यदि वो इन्वेस्टमेंट ही आपका इंटरेस्ट रेट के नीचे रिटर्न जनरेट करेगा तो दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प. तो सरप्लस पैसे को इंश्योरेंस और एफडीज में नहीं करना चाहिए. फिक्स डिपॉजिट से बेटर है कि आदमी लोन को प्रीपे कर दे. एंड द another thing to be avoided is to take a loan to invest actually. So there are some loan top ups people want to do कि अभी इक्विटी अच्छा रिटर्न दे रही है तो लोन पे टॉप अप कर लेते हैं और उसको फिर इन्वेस्ट कर देंगे. सो लोन पर टॉप अप या कोई और लोन या लोन अगेंस्ट प्रॉपर्टी वगैरह लेकर इन्वेस्ट करना शुड बी कंप्लीटली अवॉइडेड. एक्चुअली एनी इन्वेस्टमेंट हैपेंस फ्रॉम द सरप्लस मनी. Loan is not the method to actually invest the money because that loan ultimately has to be paid to somebody. So loan to invest should be avoided. So primarily this is from my side, and wish you happy investing. Thanks for your time and attention, and we will be open to your questions and feedback and suggestions. And you can unmute yourself one by one, and we can discuss all this. So anybody can unmute himself or herself, and any question you have, anything you want to discuss.
Pawan, hello, Pawan.
Yeah, hello, Tulika.
We have seen that many of our investors stop SIPs or they reduce their existing SIPs to repay home loans because they feel burden of the loan without realizing that this will impact their financial goals. So what is your message for them?
So
Because-
Tulika, yeah.
Because of the burden they feel, they wanted to repay loan first. So how do they rationalize their thinking?
Right. So as we discussed before, see, loan from a practical purposes, loan actually is a burden, right? So first of all, though, I would my message to all those investors or any investor who has not taken a loan is actually to take a loan only when the good surplus is available to pay the loan, EMI, etc. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, मतलब किसी को लोन ही तब लेना चाहिए जब उसको क्लियर है कि वो अपनी EMI को भी सर्विस बड़ी इजीली कर सकता है. इफ पर्सन इज नॉट कंफर्टेबल with the loan or the EMI he is paying, first of all he should avoid the loan. That is the first point. Once his income is good enough, he can always go for a loan after 1 or 2 or 3 years. What is not going to stop if he takes the loan after 2-3 years? Number one. Number two, if he has already taken a loan and if the person is having a burden, मतलब उसको ये है कि मेरा लोन जल्दी से जल्दी पे हो जाए, so that is a behavioral aspect and that cannot be disputed. मतलब an individual who wants to pay the loan early, in a way he is doing good for himself. The only thing that has to be seen and we need to discuss with the investor is that again the same thing, that if this money say 10,000 rupee per month or 20,000 rupee per month, if you are paying as prepayment of loan, then this money will reduce, say, your loan period from, we can do a calculation depending upon the client, that this will reduce, maybe your loan period from 20 years to say 17 years or 15 years. Okay, we can do that calculation. Whereas if you put the same money, in investment over the next 15-20 years, during the period of this loan, this money will become this much. And with this, you will be able to, service your family goals, maybe one child's education or maybe 2 child's education, like that. So behaviorally, what investor is doing is, something which cannot be disputed, because he wants to close the loan early. But from financial perspective, if he doesn't have very high financial assets, जो अभी हमने discuss किया कि यदि financial assets उसके on a lower side पे हैं and उसकी family या उसके अपने goals होंगे, तो we need to make that comparison and we need to clearly communicate to that investor, and then obviously it is his call what he wants to do.
ओके, थैंक यू।
Yeah.
अच्छा पवन, इसी के एक्सटेंशन में एक और चीज है कि काफी लोग लोन काफी ज्यादा अमाउंट का ले लेते हैं जस्ट क्योंकि मिल रहा है, वो आपने भी एड्रेस किया था। तो व्हाट शुड बी द राइट प्रपोर्शन फॉर डाउन पेमेंट and loan to be taken by an individual?
Okay, this is a good question. So our banking system allows, whatever I understand is, up to 50% of the income they can make it a EMI. तो यदि मेरी 1 लाख रुपए महीने की इनकम है, तो they will give me a loan wherein I can pay up to 50,000 EMI per month. Okay, so normally banking system works on this premise. तो जब कोई इंडिविजुअल घर लेता है, तो we have come across such incidences, even from many investors we have learned that कि यदि वो 1 करोड़ का घर देख रहा था या 50 लाख का घर देख रहा था, तो बैंक उसको कहता है कि नहीं, आप 30 की EMI क्यों टारगेट कर रहे हो, आप 50,000 की EMI भी पे कर सकते हो, क्योंकि हम आपको इतना लोन दे सकते हैं 50 लाख का कि आप 50,000 की EMI दे पाओ। तो आप जो 40 लाख का घर लेने का सोच रहे हो, आप 60-70 लाख का घर लो ना, क्या दिक्कत है, आप अच्छा घर लो, बड़ा घर लो, अच्छी सोसाइटी में लो, बड़ी सोसाइटी में लो। सो normally the brokers, the financial institutions push a person for the best of the house with the best of the highest of the loan with the highest of the EMI. That is how normally the system works. So individual should actually think on a holistic basis, and we understand कि बड़ा घर, अच्छा घर सभी को जरूरत होती है, obviously हम भी चाहेंगे कि कोई बड़ा घर हो, अच्छा घर हो, but ultimately जिसको कहते हैं ना कि चादर के हिसाब से पैर फैलाने चाहिए। तो whatever the institution say, ultimately all investors should understand that buying the house is not the only goal of that individual in his life. If he has family, there are other commitments also which will come, and he should plan accordingly for various commitments and not just the home. So if a person is having coming to your question specifically, this was the background, that if a person is having say a 1 lakh rupee income per month, then 50,000 is the maximum that he will get as a loan. But if he doesn't have any financial asset, or he is starting say fresh today, then I would say that 50% he should consider his surplus. मतलब 1 लाख रुपए की इनकम में 50,000 रुपए यदि उसका खर्चा है घर का, तो बैलेंस जो सरप्लस मनी है 50,000, उसमें वो 50% EMI या 60% EMI एंड 40 to 50% इन्वेस्टमेंट को टारगेट वो कर सकता है। यदि वो 50,000 का उसका सरप्लस है और वो 45-50,000 ही लोन में देता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट वो 5-10,000 का करता है, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प हिम एक्चुअली। मतलब वो 1 लाख रुपए की अर्निंग भी कर रहा है, मतलब 12 लाख रुपए की अर्निंग कर रहा है साल की, और वो 60,000 रुपए एक्चुअल में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा होगा साल में, यदि वो 5,000 रुपए महीने के हिसाब से इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है। तो हिज इन्वेस्टमेंट इज हार्डली 4-5% ऑफ हिज एंटायर इनकम, विच इज एक्चुअली वेरी मिनिस्क्यूल। और होम लोन की जो EMI है, उसको यदि इन्वेस्टर अपनी सेविंग मानता है, तो इट इज अगेन नॉट राइट, बिकॉज जो अपना घर है वो किसी भी काम के लिए बेचेगा नहीं। होम इज एन एसेट ओनली फ्रॉम द रिजाइडिंग पर्पस, बट फ्रॉम नेटवर्थ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, जिस घर में हम रह रहे हैं वो हमारा एक्चुअल में एसेट नहीं है, क्योंकि हम उसको कभी बेचते नहीं है। तो इन्वेस्टर का ये सोचना कि घर को मैंने एसेट बना लिया, घर एक वो एसेट है कि दिखने में तो एसेट है, लेकिन घर को क्योंकि वो बेचेगा नहीं कभी भी किसी जरूरत के लिए, तो उसके किसी भी फ्यूचर में वो हेल्प नहीं करेगा घर उसको। तो घर को उसको एसेट नहीं मानना चाहिए, क्योंकि घर वो रहने के लिए ले रहा है। तो इसलिए हाँ, यदि कोई दूसरी प्रॉपर्टी लेता है कि एक घर है, एक दूसरी प्रॉपर्टी ली, वो फिर भी उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट सोच सकता है, लेकिन जो घर के लिए, जो होम लोन ले रहा है, जो अपने घर के लिए ले रहा है, उसको एसेट नहीं मानना चाहिए, उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट और लोन लाइबिलिटी को पैरेलली रन करना चाहिए, दोनों में बैलेंस बनाना चाहिए। यदि सारे फैक्टर्स को मैं न्यूट्रल मानूं, तो 40-50% उसको इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए और 40-50% उसको EMI बनानी चाहिए. As far as down payment is concerned, normally again banks pay up to 80-85% of the loan, of the property value they give as loan, and with top up and all sometimes तो लोग 100% से भी ऊपर कर लेते हैं renovation वगैरह दिखा के. So the EMI actually becomes very high. The ideal way is that 30, if you have anywhere around 30-40% of the down payment of the property, and if you are going for a 60-65% loan of the property value, that takes your EMI to a very reasonable level. मतलब आपने यदि 1 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी ली, आपने 30-40 लाख का डाउन पेमेंट किया, तो आपकी EMI शायद 55-60 हजार रुपए के करीब आएगी, which a person who is taking a 1 crore house, he should be able to service that 60,000 rupee EMI. बट यदि 1 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी लेने वाला यदि 1 लाख रुपए की EMI बनाता है, then obviously that person may find it difficult. And why I'm saying so is because again जैसे हमने अपने एक प्रेजेंटेशन में डिस्कस किया था, 1 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी का जो रेंट है दैट इज अराउंड 25,000. सो आज यदि वही बंदा 1 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी में रह रहा है और 20-25 हजार रुपए रेंट दे रहा है अपना, तो 25,000 से वो 60,000 की EMI देता है, तो एक तरह से उसकी डबल प्लस ही होती है. लेकिन यदि वो 1 लाख रुपए की EMI देता है इंडिविजुअल, तो एक तरह से जो रेंट दे रहा था उसका 4 टाइम्स वो अमाउंट हो जाता है. तो रेंट का 4 टाइम्स का मतलब है कि वो अपनी इनकम का बहुत सिग्निफिकेंट पार्ट वो EMI के अंदर देगा. तो लुक फ्रॉम अ सिंपलिस्टिक पर्सपेक्टिव, जो भी प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू है, जो वो अपना घर खरीद रहा है, यदि वो 30-40% डाउन पेमेंट करता है और 60% लोन लेता है, तो he will be in a very comfortable position to service the EMI, and he may be left with some money also to invest for his other financial goals. But if he is taking the maximum of the loan available and maximum loan, maximum EMI, then or maybe something 80%, 85-90%, then he may find it difficult. And जब भी लोन की EMI ज्यादा होगी, इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा नहीं किसी का, उसको वो डेफिनेटली 1-2 साल बाद जब घर लेगा तब उसको बड़ा अच्छा लगेगा, लेकिन 1-2-3 साल में उसको बर्डन डेफिनेटली फील होने लगेगा. And that is what we see around us, with many investors. आप पहला स्टेप ही ठीक लीजिए जिससे कि बाद में आपको वो बर्डन फील नहीं हो. And that right step is to keep the EMI low by putting in the more down payment. And if we have, say, down payment which is on a lower side, then we should choose the property accordingly.
Or maybe a person can defer the home purchase by few years.
Yeah, that he can definitely do, क्योंकि यदि वो डाउन पेमेंट उसको बड़ा करना है, तो मे बी दैट यदि वो 2-3 साल डेफर कर देता है घर को खरीदना, तो उसका डाउन पेमेंट के लिए ही कैन एक्यूमुलेट अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी. तो यदि वो आज की जगह 3 साल बाद लेगा घर को, तो उसके पास डाउन पेमेंट के लिए भी पैसा होगा, उसकी पर्सनल इनकम भी बढ़ जाएगी उस पीरियड में, तो EMI की सर्विसिंग भी उसके लिए ईजी हो जाएगी. द ओनली कैच हियर इज दैट पीपल थिंक दैट कि नहीं 3 साल में फिर मकान महंगा हो जाएगा, या मुझे प्रॉपर्टी मिलेगी नहीं, या उस सोसाइटी में मुझे दोबारा फ्लैट नहीं मिलेगा. सो ऑल दीज नोशंस इंडिविजुअल्स क्रिएट. बट अगेन द पॉइंट इज कि जो इनकम बढ़ेगी, जो उसका डाउन पेमेंट बढ़ेगा, उससे उसकी EMI की जो रिडक्शन है वो उसके लिए फ्यूचर में हेल्प करेगी. एक सोसाइटी में प्रॉपर्टी नहीं मिलेगी तो दूसरी सोसाइटी में मिलेगी. मतलब ये एज्यूम करना कि हमें प्रॉपर्टी नहीं मिलेगी, मतलब दैट इटसेल्फ इज अगेन अ वेरी odd notion that we hear from the investors. So if investor can delay and if he can make his down payment money a significant sum, then उसके लिए बहुत एडवांटेज फ्यूचर में रहेंगे. उसका EMI कम होगा, वो इन्वेस्ट भी कर पाएगा, उसको वो बर्डन भी नहीं लगेगा, and maybe he gets to that income bracket in 3-4 years where he can buy a much better property than what he was thinking earlier.
Right. Thank you.
So Tanisha has put a message in chat box. if I'm understanding correctly, the question of investment versus early payment should come to the mind only when one has significant surplus at any time. So, so significant surplus again will be subjective from investor to investor. We are not discussing here what is significant. The thing is that if an investor has surplus money and if he is thinking of prepaying the loan or an option as investment, then what he should do. So depending, definitely Tanisha, depending upon the situation, upon the quantum of the loan, upon the investor and upon the amount available, that can be seen. But idea here is that, as Tulika mentioned in this example, कि कुछ लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट को बंद करके लोन पे करना चाहते हैं, कुछ लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट को रिडीम करके लोन पे करना चाहते हैं, कुछ लोगों को कोई बोनस मिला है तो वो उससे रीपे करना चाहते हैं, किसी को कोई एडिशनल कहीं से गेन हुआ है या कोई बॉन्ड मैच्योर हुआ है कोई पुराना या एनएससी मैच्योर हुआ है उससे वो करना चाहते हैं. सो दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन सिचुएशन टू सिचुएशन एंड इट हैज टू बी एड्रेस्ड एट दैट टाइम, in that manner. Any other question anybody has? So since there is no question, we'll close the call. And again, I will thank all and everybody who is there on this call for joining us on this weekend and sparing your time. Hope the points may help you in some understanding and taking all these points forward. And if there is any suggestion, any feedback, you are most welcome. Please message us or send a mail or call us, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Thanks.